This video is gonna need some wine. Your girl is a mess. But that's fine because the state of the world is a mess and I am just so annoyed. So annoyed. Apparently people don't know what it's like to be faithful anymore. You know, that's a thing of the past. So I'm just gonna take a drink. You know, my life has been riddled with, hi Tippy. My life has been riddled with issues related to cheating. I know in my last relationship there was a lot of gossip and drama online about that, but that's not even the biggest deal in my life in regards to cheating and how it's affected me. It's happened to me in other relationships, it's happened in my family dynamic. So needless to say, this is a topic that is, it hits very close to home with me, to say the least. So Adam Levine, we all know it. I'm not gonna patronize you guys by pretending you don't know Maroon 5. I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you had an idea of who I was talking about. If not, Google's a thing. But Adam Levine has been caught with now multiple women, because you know, there's never just one. Same thing with cats. You never just have one. I'm up to 3 now. Long story, I'll tell you later. Honestly, that's the most interesting thing I'm gonna say this whole video. I got a new cat. So Adam Levine, famous dude, rich dude, influential dude, married for several years to, people harp on this and I don't really get it. Why? They say because he was married to a Victoria's Secret model, that makes it somewhat more interesting, I guess, because she's so beautiful. Why would someone ever cheat on her? But like, people said stuff like that about me when I got cheated on, which is hilarious. I don't think I'm all that good looking. Maybe I'm a 5 on a generous day. But apparently, you know, she's a Victoria's Secret model, which is highly regarded as beautiful. So people wonder like, oh, how could you cheat on someone that beautiful? Well, it's not about looks, it's about power and control. It's a very weird thing. Also, it's the whole you want what you can't have type of thing. I mean, Beyonce got cheated on, let's be real. It doesn't matter who you are or what you look like. The only thing that matters is the integrity of the person that you are married to or dating or whatever, you get what I mean. The saddest part about this whole thing though is that his wife is pregnant, currently pregnant with their 3rd child. And not only is she pregnant, Adam Levine reached out to his mistress suggesting that he name the child after her because also, like, why should the attractiveness of the person even matter? We're talking about a relationship where people are committed and obviously monogamous. So why is this even something that needs to be mentioned? Like, oh, she was a model. Like, and she was a human being who was married and had a kid and a family and a life with a person who decided to completely throw that away because he's a piece of shit, in my opinion. So, you know, regardless of any other thing, to me, that's the bottom line. But there's a lot of backlash on the Mistress and things get kind of very interesting. I'm going to go through and I'm going to play her videos where she kind of outed herself. She did a very poor job on her first attempt at the video that she made on TikTok. And then I'm going to go through and read all of the texts that he sent. Holy shit, I thought I knew. I thought I knew what cringy cheating text messages look like, but these are good. And like I said, I do relate to this on a very personal level, so to me it's like somewhat you know, very relevant to my life and important to me almost to talk about the importance of cheating and how it can destroy families and those types of things. But I also at the same time can't help myself but feel somewhat silly for having this conversation on like celebrity gossip, but it does mean something to me. But because I feel like there's a part of me that just doesn't like that I'm talking about Adam Levine on my channel, like weird, right? That I'd like to bring in something important, just a nugget of intellect before we get into these ridiculous text messages that will, I promise you, will delete every last remaining brain cell that you have. I'm not kidding. So what do I want to talk about that's important before I get into the shit? Well, let's talk about democracy. Maybe Adam Levine doesn't matter to you, but there are all sorts of issues that should and probably do matter to you that will be on the ballot this November. Like voting rights, like the books and lessons that can be taught in public schools, reproductive freedom, women's health, and climate change. Now these are all very important things, more important than celebrity gossip, and I just want to get on my soapbox for a second and say you really should let your voice be heard when it comes time to vote a little over a month from now. And unfortunately, the races that affect these things the most are located at the very bottom of the ballot. It's the bottom half, so a lot of people tend to miss it, and it's very easy to think that midterms aren't important. It's not like it's a big presidential election. What's the need to show up, right? Wrong. Your vote matters. It's for your state Supreme Court. It's for your school boards. Your vote in every election, big or small, really does make a difference. So if you're wondering about all the rules and regulations and specific specifics to your area, I am leaving a link in the description below, so please click it, check it out, and go vote. Unfortunately, though, we can't vote on whether or not someone can be a cheating scumbag piece of shit, so I bet you'd show up to the polls for that, But instead, Adam Levine's showing up to the polls of the strip clubs because of the hoes. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke and I failed. You know, I'm working through my shit. I'm doing my best, but it was hard for me to go through and think about Adam Levine's wife. Like, I really just do empathize with her so much, and I feel bad. And I mean, I can't even fully empathize because she's literally pregnant. They have kids. At least, thank the Lord, I've never been in a situation where there's been infidelity when I have a family. It's gotta be on just another infinite level. Anyway, let's get into Sumner. Her name would be Sumner. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on her too much, but let's, I will a little bit though, because she knew what she was doing, but let's get into it.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off because I've retaken this like 10 times now. Essentially, I was having an affair with a man who's married to a Victoria's Secret model. So
right off the bat, this is coming off as like a brag to me. Like, he was married to a Victoria's Secret model, but then like he was with me. Like, to me, I just don't understand the relevancy of her being a Victoria's Secret model. That just, way to start this video off on the complete wrong foot. But okay.
At the time, you know, I was young, I was naive, and I mean, quite frankly, I feel exploited. I wasn't in the scene like I am now.
For context, this was a year ago. She's 23 now, so yeah, that's young. And people say it's not that young, you know, 23, whatever. In my personal opinion, being significantly older than that, I do think 23 is young. But to say that in like retrospect from only a year away seems sort of like odd to me. Like, I'm so much more mature now in this year that's passed. Come on. She is playing the victim card far too much in this instead of being apologetic for knowingly entering a relationship with a man that's married. She is definitely at fault, but he is 20 plus years her senior. He is really famous, very successful, and she was this aspiring model, I guess, that moved to LA, had really not a whole lot going for her at the time, and there is such a power dynamic in that you can't not acknowledge it, right?
So I was definitely very easily manipulated.
You can't ignore the vast difference between the two and how much she probably was influenced by him, but also drawn into the fact that she could benefit from this relationship. She probably was hurt that he chose to stay with his wife over her, but in her brain, I'm sure he told her, and I think she even says later on that he did tell her that he was having problems with his wife, that he could leave her, kind of a thing, and you know, maybe this small part of her actually believed that was true. You know, I don't want to pass too much judgment. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But you really, truly, even though I do blame her and she is at fault and she approached this in a very poor way, there is that, like I said, power dynamic that needs to be addressed, that he definitely had over her.
Maroon 5 is practically elevator music at this point, so I'm sure you know who Adam Levine is. But Adam and I were seeing each other for about a year. After I stopped talking to him over, you know, a period of months, this is how he came back into my life.
Months? Months is not a long time, but let me just scroll back a little bit and revisit. It's truly unreal how fucking hot you are, is what he said to her. Like, it blows my mind. And then she responded saying, I mean, I think the same. Seeing you in person, I was like, ... I'm fucked. So they met in person. Keep that in mind. It'll be relevant later. You are 50 times hotter in person, and so am I. What a conceited asshole.
He said, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. You okay with that? Dead serious. I was like, I'm in hell. Like, I have to be in hell at this point.
Yeah. Listen, issues with her aside, the fact that this man, and I need to point out the obvious here, right? He's the one that's married. Yes, she's in the wrong, but he's the one that's breaking a promise, a commitment, a family. He is the one that is the major player in this. I'm not saying that she's not significant, that she's not wrong, not to blame. Knowing what he has to lose and the promises that he's made and his obligations as a father and a husband. How How could you, man? Like, I get it that she's wrong, but 23, without having been married, without having kids, you truly do not fully grasp the gravity of the situation and how many lives you're affecting. Doesn't forgive it, but man, the spotlight needs to be on him more than her by far.
I mean, my morals were unknowingly compromised. I was completely manipulated.
Okay, this is where I get annoyed. They were not unknowingly compromised. It's not like he was Joe Schmo. You could easily find out almost anything you wanted about Adam Levine, like his relationship status and family status. It was no secret to the internet. So I don't believe I was unknowingly victimized and compromised. No, come on now. The complete lack of accountability in this video is why people don't like her. That's why.
I'm gonna handle this privately. I never wanted to come forward because obviously I know the implications that come with doing what I do, making money the way I do, and being an Instagram model.
Okay. Center yourself, Jacqueline. Fun fact about me, I literally do not take myself all that seriously. Like, I'm thankful that I have a job in social media. I'm thankful for my YouTube channel, or my Instagram following. I don't know. I've just never thought I was all that cool because of it, right? I've never felt better than anyone. I've never felt like I was famous. Like I don't get recognized. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But I will say, even though she's a hot topic at the moment, I do have a significantly larger following than her overall, right? Her Instagram, you know, it's bigger than mine now, but she's grown like 150,000 people or something in the last few days because of all this drama. And it's just like, to say I'm an Instagram model, what does that mean? Like, anyone can literally post a modeling picture on Instagram and be like, I'm an influencer, I'm a model. Like, please.
So being tied to a story like this, it's like, I know the stereotypes. I had sent some screenshots recklessly to a few friends I thought I trusted, and one of them had attempted to sell to a tabloid. So here I am.
So her main takeaway here that I feel like she kind of threw in at the end that should have been more of a focal point was that someone was threatening to sell the story, which is why she feels the need to come forward now. Like, if it were me, right, if I entered into this weird, fucked up situation, I don't think I would out myself. What's the worst that could happen if your friend outs you, right? You come out, you admit responsibility, you apologize, you take accountability, and you're embarrassed and you regret having shared this information with the person who betrayed your trust, right? Let them leak it. Why not just let them leak it? By you doing, I don't even know that there is this hypothetical, like, you're so willing to post screenshots of your conversations with Adam Levine. Where are your conversations with this person that was apparently blackmailing you, right? Where's all that? Who did it? Who's the person that did it? Who was threatening you? I don't know that this person even exists. Truly, I think she might be kind of full of shit. I think she found out he was having another baby, got butthurt, and decided to try to fuck with him. Which, you know, let's normalize, by the way, not because she was jealous, but if a married man or any person in a relationship flirts with you, screenshot, send to their partner. I've done that before. I've actually done it a handful of times. That's just the person I am. If I hear about cheating, I will out you. Anyway, this girl made a follow-up video, and this is what she had to say.
I just wanted to make a part 2. I feel like it's obviously necessary. Hindsight is 2020. I initially wanted to go in and talk about how remorseful I feel and how embarrassed and disgusted I am with myself, but I didn't want people to look at it and think like, oh, she's playing the victim.
Really should have made that a point in your first video, but listen, she didn't have a PR team around her like Adam Levine has. Like, she has a lot to learn, and I'm sure she's learned a lot in a very quick amount of time, but that is definitely something she should have said in her first video. But I do feel forgiving because she's young, and some people say, oh, 23 is not young. In my book it is, but to each their own.
I only came forward because I wanted to kill whatever story the tabloid had. The most important part that I did definitely gloss over is the fact that I was under the impression that their marriage was over. I believe that they were keeping it quiet to avoid the negative press because, as I had said, I was new to LA. So I just assumed that with celebrities of that caliber that that's just how it was.
In my book, that's important. Maybe, you know, it's obvious to the rest of the world, myself included, that, you know, a man that's married would say, oh, you know, it's over, I'm gonna leave her for you, babe. But that's not what is gonna actually play out. Maybe it's obvious, but to her, I do truly believe there's a chance it was not, and that she was kind of almost like in a trance with this person who's so famous that she's got on a pedestal that she idolizes, that many people idolize, and that influenced her in a way that led her to believe him if he did make her promises that obviously he didn't intend to keep. So there's a part of me that sort of feels bad. God, I'm mad at her, but I also sort of feel bad for her because she's so young.
And that's why I feel exploited, because he knew I believed everything that he said because of my vulnerable position of being new to LA. Also, he was DMing me straight from his verified Instagram account. I didn't have any reason to further question it. But I now realize that that was likely a manipulation tactic of his, you know, just hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight or just fucking stupid. Like, one of the things that really pisses me off, honestly, about this whole thing is that he had the nerve to think he wouldn't get caught. Like, dude, you're Adam Levine. You're one of the most famous people, and you think you can just strut around with someone and no one will notice. You think you're so invincible. Like, what's wrong with him that he's under this impression that he's untouchable, right? It's like, it's not gonna happen to me because I'm a god almost ideology, which is strange. You'd think it would be the opposite, right? Like, if I were Adam Levine level famous, I would walk on eggshells, right? Like, I would be so careful with what I said or what I did that it's just so surprising that he basically just acted the opposite. Very reckless. Like, he had nothing to worry about when he has everything to worry about. Not only his career, but his entire family and a baby on the way. Like, dude, people are gonna see you in public. People are gonna know who you are. Like, what are you doing?
As soon as I had realized that was not the case, I had cut things off with him. In retrospect, I wish I would have questioned things more. I wish I wasn't so naive, but, you know, being naive is not an excuse for what I did in the role I played in this. Again, in no way was I trying to gain sympathy, and I fully realize I'm not the victim in this. I'm not the one who's really getting hurt here. It's Beati and her children, and for that I'm so sorry.
Okay, while I can appreciate that she acknowledges that she's not the real victim, saying his wife's name, something about that really bothers me to my core. I can't identify it psychologically right now, but when I heard her say it, I like tensed up. I felt like I was cringing, and I felt angry with her for saying his wife's name. And let me know in the comments if you want to psychoanalyze me, feel free. But even though people are upset with her, they're saying she looks like James Charles, and like, listen, I'm not trying to insult somebody's image, but I sort of see it. She's obviously gorgeous. I mean, James Charles is gorgeous. I can't unsee this image, so I'm putting it out there, so now you can't unsee it either. If I'm in this, you're in this. We're in this together. So let's drink together at the end of this video and read some of these cringy, weird DMs. Okay, now we're getting into DMs he sent other people. So like I said, multiple girls now are exposing him for being a fucking creep. Question mark, I'm now obsessed with you. And she responds, bless her heart. Dude, aren't you like married? Lol. Good for her. You know what? I've had guys before flirt with me and they've been in relationships and I've been like, oh my gosh, that's so funny that you like my skirt. I think I saw your girlfriend wearing something just like that. We must have similar taste. Ha! Or whatever I can say to like incorporate their girlfriend into it. And if they don't get the hint, I will literally just screenshot and send to the girlfriend. Like I said, I have no shame with this. This is what I do. I think everyone should do this. Let's normalize just outing creepy fucking cheaters. Yes, but it's a bit complicated. Stuff gets hard and the vid thing didn't help. I might get away. I might get away with it. Or I might get away from her. Who knows? I hate him. Holy fuck. Holy fucking fuck. That body of yours is absurd. Next date. So like they've been going on dates. Next date, I'll be like, do you want to make out with the devil? Haha, how are you such an hourglass? My God. You're such an hourglass. My God. How are you such an hourglass? So dumb. And she just goes like, ha ha ha. And he goes, seriously, fuck. And she sends a picture. I'm sure a thirst trap or whatever. And he says, I may need to see the booty he wants. Say it, he wants just one more booty pic. Hashtag just one more booty pic. I need it. I really need it. Just show me. Just show me the booty pic. I need it. Sound familiar? No, I did not date Adam Levine, if you were wondering, but comparable in shittiness. Anyway, I may need to see that booty. Fuck. And she's like, no booty pic. And he's the worst at sexting. This is so cringe. Watching your ass jiggle on that table will permanently scar me, but otherwise I'm amazing. And she just likes it, but says nothing else. And he goes, fuck, I'd do anything for it. And she goes, and he goes, I'd buy it a steak at dinner and whisper sweet nothings into it. I want to tattoo my ass now. Nate may come to Maui and tattoo me and surf. I need to put some clouds behind the Reaper. I mean, like, dude, his brain is just all over the place. Like, this is a weird string of texts right here. He's like talking about buying dinner for her literal ass. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go surf with a friend. He's probably gonna tattoo me. I've got this idea for a tattoo, but like, I'm gonna buy your ass a steak dinner, girl. What the fuck? Is he on drugs? That would explain a lot. That's so fucking weird. When you said you were tired, I was going to say maybe Mercury in retrograde, but I never said it. Trippy. No fucking way. That shit is weird. Haha. Damn. I'm Aquarius. I'm un-Aquarius. And shit's getting very weird lately. Fucking hell. I'm having another baby. Wifey pregnant and I'm having a boy. And I'm naming him Z. He will be a badass. This guy, he has to be on drugs. Otherwise, none of this shit makes sense. What a fucking weird thing. They're like flirting. He's talking about buying her ass a steak dinner. And then he's like, by the way, girl, and this is going to really turn you on. I'm going to buy your ass a steak dinner. And then I'm going to turn you on by telling you my wife's pregnant. Yeah, I'm having another baby, wifey pregnant, and I'm having a boy and I'm naming him Z. I thought you were naming him Sumner. Yes, if he's nothing like you, and I mean nothing like you, he'll be a badass. Whatever, he released a statement on Instagram and I don't really feel like reading it, but he basically said, yeah, he sent inappropriate messages, but that he didn't actually cheat. But I mean, earlier, and I said earlier, remember, this is gonna be relevant later. Clearly he met up in person with this girl. And in my personal experience, this is the first step. Like, when I caught people cheating on me, I called them on it and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. It was just messages and photos and I should not have done that, but I'm so sorry. But then, you know, 2 seconds later, I figured out it was more. And he already admitted that he had met these people in person, so I don't believe a word that he says, but he only admitted to the messages, but like, fuck this guy, he's a liar. And I'm gonna close the video out here. I feel like I've already said like all my personal things that I feel about this, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. This was one of those ones that I just couldn't let go. I had it on my mind, and I'm like, nah, I don't need to talk about Adam Levine, but then I'm like, you know what? I think I really do need to speak out about this because first of all, I think people should understand how common this is. Not that I want to induce paranoia, but that I want people who've had experiences like this to not feel alone. And I also want to normalize if someone is in a relationship of any kind, of any seriousness, and they're flirting with you and you decide you want to out them, you should do it. Especially if there's kids, like, don't say nothing. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Like this video if you liked it, share it everywhere. If you want to support me, patreon.com/Jacqueline. a lot of my controversial videos, because YouTube sees that they're controversial, they get flagged and demonetized, so it's very difficult to be profitable in what I'm doing for a living. But I also have merch at ffvmerch.com if you want to check it out. I've got cool devilish stuff, which actually makes sense for Halloween that's coming up, so check it out. Subscribe to my vlog channel. I mean, if you want to watch a successful relationship, you can check out Frank Family Vlogs on YouTube or youtube.com/JacquelineVlogs, and I will see you in the next video. Please subscribe if you have not already, and yeah, cheers. Fuck you, Adam Levine. All right, goodbye. Seriously, I really do hate him.